Brad thinks his girlfriend Lexa has been sneaking around and cheating on him with random guys. When he finds out she left for an island resort on a 3-day bachelorette party, his anxiety spikes. Desperate for answers, he hatches a plan. His longtime friend Phanessa will join the trip and keep an eye on Lexa. Brad and Phanessa weren't lovers. Never had been. But they were something else. Something deeper. He trusted her more than anyone. She'd help him with anything, yes, but she was never above a little harmless mischief when it amused her. Brad could feel the ancient energy she carried, even if he didn't understand what she truly was. So when he begged her to spy on his maybe-cheating girlfriend at a bachelorette resort, she said yes, with one condition: he'd go too as a woman. Brad was not thrilled when Phanessa suggested he crash his girlfriend's bachelorette party dressed as a woman. He looked at her like she just asked him to rob a bank. "I'll look like a bad drag act," he said. "Sweetie, you'll look delicious." The words barely left her lips before the world erupted in light. Wind and water rose in a single impossible sound, curling around him as if the elements themselves had reached out to claim him as their own. The swirl of light shifted into a soft chorus of wind and water, the sounds blending together in a way that felt almost musical. His clothes fluttered as if caught in a quiet storm. Colors softened, then brightened, reshaping themselves with a painter's patience. His posture shifted gently, guided by the magic rather than forced by it, as though invisible hands were adjusting him into a new version of himself. Brad felt a tingling warmth along his skin, like static before a snowfall. His reflection in the nearby window blurred, then sharpened into something unfamiliar but undeniably graceful. The transformation settled with a final shimmer of light, the air sighing back into stillness. He touched his cheek, startled by the softness there, and let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. Phanessa's voice drifted in, warm and far too pleased. "See? Harmless. And honestly, you wear it well." At first he felt surprise, then disbelief, and then slowly accepting the fact that he was now a woman in every sense of the word. As the shock faded, something steadier took its place. He found himself beginning to accept it, not because he understood it, but because he could finally see the shape of the plan unfolding around him. The next few hours slipped by in a blur of motion and soft reassurance, Phanessa's voice guiding him through the haze. When his thoughts finally cleared, he found himself in a hotel lobby, staring into a mirror. A woman looked back at him, standing in a mini dress that somehow suited him perfectly. "All right, enough of that. People are going to think you're in love with yourself," Phanessa teased. "We're checked in, sweetie. The party's in the lounge. Time to make an entrance." Brad stepped into the lounge beside Phanessa, the soft sway of his dress doing far more announcing than he ever would. A few heads turned, curious smiles flickering as the fabric caught the light. Phanessa nudged him with her elbow, barely hiding her grin. "See? Told you the dress would do half the work." They'd barely settled at the table when a sweet, confident voice chimed in behind them. "Hi, girls. Mind if I join?" Brad turned, slowly, cautiously, and nearly forgot how to breathe. Lexa, his girlfriend, smiling like she just spotted her next crush. She slid into the empty seat beside him without waiting for an answer. "Well, aren't you adorable?" she said, giving him a look that made Phanessa bite her lip to keep from laughing. "I don't think I've seen you around before." Brad opened his mouth, but nothing came out. Lexa leaned in closer, delighted. "Oh wow, shy too? That's cute." Across the table, Phanessa was glowing with barely contained laughter. "Come on, don't be shy. I don't bite. Unless you're into that." Phanessa nearly choked on her drink, shoulders shaking with silent laughter. Lexa scooted even closer, her voice dropping into a playful purr. "You should stick with me tonight. I promise I'm way more fun than whoever you came with." Brad made a tiny, helpless sound. Lexa smiled like she'd just won a prize. Lexa didn't give him a chance to breathe. She grabbed his hand with a bright smile and tugged him toward the dance floor. "Come on, gorgeous. Dance with me." Brad shot Phanessa a desperate look over his shoulder, wide-eyed, pleading, silently screaming help. Phanessa only lifted her drink in a tiny toast and mouthed, "Have fun. Absolutely no help at all." Lexa pulled him into the crowd, already swaying with him like they'd known each other for years. "Oh wow, you move cute," she said, completely sincere. Brad made a noise that wasn't quite a word. Lexa grinned wider. Aw, you're flustered. I love that. Across the room, Phanessa was laughing so hard she had to brace herself on the table. Lexa spun him under her arm, mostly because Phanessa was in the background miming a dramatic twirl like a deranged traffic controller. Brad stumbled through it, the dress swishing wildly, and Lexa laughed like she'd just discovered her new favorite party trick. You're adorable, she said, pulling him back in close. Come here. Before Brad could protest, Lexa planted a quick, confident kiss right on his lips, bright, bold, and absolutely certain he was some cute stranger she'd just claimed for the night. Brad froze. Phanessa across the room immediately celebrated like her team had scored a touchdown. Arms up, silent scream, full victory dance. Lexa pulled back with a grin. Aw, look at you, blushing. That's even cuter. Brad made a tiny, helpless squeak. Phanessa gave him 2 thumbs up and pointed at her lips like, your turn, which did not help at all. Lexa tugged Brad off the dance floor with a grin, steering him toward an empty couch like she'd just claimed a prize at a carnival. Come sit with me, she said, already pulling him down beside her before he could protest. Brad shot one last pleading look toward Phanessa. Phanessa responded by giving him the least helpful signal yet, both hands making a big heart shape over her head, then a dramatic wink so exaggerated no one could miss. Brad mouthed, stop. Phanessa mouthed back, no, go, absolutely delighted. Lexa turned toward him, tucking one leg under herself, leaning in with that same bright, confident smile. You really are cute, she said. I couldn't stop watching you dance. Brad made a tiny, squeaky noise. Lexa took that as encouragement. Before he could escape, she leaned in and gave him a quick, bold kiss, right on the lips. Soft, simple, confident. The kind of kiss someone gives when they're absolutely sure they've found their new crush. Brad froze like a statue. Across the room, Phanessa silently screamed with laughter, pumping both fists in the air like she'd just won a bet. Lexa pulled back, smiling. Aw, you're stunned. That's adorable. Brad's brain completely rebooted. Phanessa gave him 2 thumbs up and mimed fanning herself, because she was having the time of her life. Lexa curled up comfortably beside him on the couch, completely at ease, completely unaware she was detonating his entire worldview. You know, she said, twirling a strand of her hair, I should probably be honest with you. Brad stiffened. Lexa sighed dramatically. I do have a boyfriend. His name's Brad. Brad's heart stopped. Across the room, Phanessa froze mid-sip, eyes going wide like she'd just witnessed a car crash in slow motion. Lexa kept going. But the thing is, I'm not really into men. She shrugged, casual as a weather report. Like, at all. Brad's brain made a soft pop noise. Phanessa silently mouthed, oh my God, then immediately started laughing into her hands. Lexa tapped Brad's knee. But girls? Girls make my heart do backflips. She smiled at him. Warm, flirty, devastating. And you? You're exactly my type. Brad made a noise that sounded like a dying accordion. Lexa misread it as flirting. Aw, you're shy. That's adorable. Phanessa, now fully invested, mimed her head exploding like fireworks. Lexa sighed dreamily. Honestly, I wish Brad were more like you. I mean, look at you. You're gorgeous. Brad's soul left his body, came back, and left again. Lexa smiled, leaning her head on his shoulder. Anyway, I'm done pretending to like guys. I'm ready to be myself. Brad stared into the void. Phanessa gave him 2 thumbs up, like this was the greatest plot twist in cinematic history. Oh, sweetheart, this is going to be so much fun. Let's see if you make the right choice.